Hi, Lizzie. Thank you so much for being with us today. We're super happy to have you here to know a little bit more about you, your company, and your experience working with us. So, welcome.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So, I want to get started. If you can tell us a little bit more about you, the business that you run, and a little bit about your experience.
Yeah, of course. So I'm the marketing director for Birdward. We're a really small consulting company. We help pretty successful entrepreneurs grow their business through partnerships. So there's only about 5 to 10 of us. So it's a small team and we were in need of a go-getter. And this role that we were looking for was a leads manager role. We get leads all the time. That's basically what we teach through our coaching program is how to get leads, quality leads, incoming all the time. So, like we teach, we were getting a bunch of leads coming in all the time, and we needed someone to manage them. They come through referrals or speaking opportunities, and the team would have a lot of them fall through the cracks and not be followed up with. So, we went through Remote Talent to find a leads manager candidate, and they came back with a few candidates. I interviewed maybe 5 candidates, until we found Fernanda, and she was a rock star. I kinda knew right away that, something clicked. She would be a go-getter and be a perfect fit for this job. Um, so we went ahead and hired her, and she's been doing so good, really taking it up a notch. She dove into the business and found ways to improve our processes and has thought through new ways to make things efficient. She's stayed on top of the leads, and she's really just been a good addition to the company.
Awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. It's been, I guess, 8, 9 months. So it's proven that has been a really good hire. Let me ask you something. When you started working with us, and before saying like yes, let's give it a try, what was your main fear at that point, or hesitation, if you have? Mm.
I think just a lengthy process. So I was the only one doing the interviews. So I think my fear was, oh my gosh, are they going to send me a million candidates that I don't have time to interview? I need them to be quality, which brings me to, I believe it's you guys that did kind of the speed round dating. Did you
Hmm.
guys do hiring? Yeah. Okay. So I really, really liked that. It was a quick way to see multiple candidates all within, I think it was only 30 minutes. I saw each one
Hmm.
for just a couple minutes each. And it was good on my end. I always felt bad for the candidates because I'm like, you only saw me for a little bit. But I thought it was a good way to weed out some of the not the right fit candidates right away. So I do appreciate that a lot. And then I got one-on-one time with the people that I thought would be good fit.
Great. Yeah, it's a way to save time, right? Because
Yeah,
probably
for sure.
you will be able to do this on your own, and the whole point is make sure that we save you time. And probably
Yes,
that's
exactly.
it wouldn't make sense if we send you 100 candidates and you have to do the job
Right,
on
right,
your own.
and that was to your question was what was my fear? My fear was like, "I don't have time for this.
Hmm.
Don't wanna have to interview a ton of people."
Perfect. That sounds good. And let me ask you something. What will you tell to someone going through the same decision making process in terms of should I give it a try? Should I wait or not? What will you tell them?
Yeah, no, I would say no need to wait. I think as soon as if someone needs talent, go ahead and get the ball rolling, right? I mean, I think that any referral or introduction to you, I'm happy to do immediately because there's no point in starting the conversation. You don't need to hire someone right away. They can just start talking to you guys, figure out what the needs are. You did a really good job at working with us as a company, really try to figure out what person would fit in the company and what role we were looking for. So those conversations can start up front. And if they're not ready to actually do the interviewing and hiring, so they can wait a little bit. So I'd say get started right away. Um, Another thing that I love about you guys is that you're Latin America. There's a lot of recruiting companies that are sourcing from the Philippines, which is fine and that's great. Um, we have an employee, our VA is from the Philippines and she's does an amazing job. But being on the same time zone as North America is a huge win. because Fernanda was basically working the exact same hours as Charles, which is the CEO of the company, very in sync and parallel to his meeting schedule, and so that allowed her to perform really well, being on his time frame.
Yeah, that makes a huge difference, and it
Mhm.
helps a lot with this type of roles, right? Of course, there's like different
Totally.
roles, and
Like, if
I
you were a
applied.
tech. Yeah.
Mhm. Perfect. So you mentioned at the beginning, your team is small team but growing, and I guess all of you guys are remote.
We are all
What
remote.
if you can tell us like one tip that you think makes a successful remote team? What would that be?
I mean, communication for sure. There's with remote work, there's so many tools out there these days, like this day and age, to stay in conversation with one another. And we use Slack. We use Slack as our team communication, but we also work in Asana for project management. So every team member obviously has to have their computer and be on and available through these tools to communicate. And this is all work related things, but all personal things too, in the
Mhm.
sense of to take my kid to the doctor's office or I'm sick right now. So everything is absolutely communicated in Slack. Fernanda did a great job at communicating whenever her Wi Fi was spotty.
Mhm.
She was in a spot where her Wi-Fi wasn't great, and she was very quick to be like, I'm going to a coffee shop, my Wi-Fi is spotty right now." So, everything ran really smooth with the communication.
Awesome. Yeah, for sure. It's the number one thing, right? Since you don't get to see the other person, make sure you
And you
communicate. You over
probably
communicate.
get Yes, totally, and you probably get more communication being remote than you would in an office, because 'cause we're
Hmm.
talking all the time, whereas if you're in an office, you may be walking in the hallway and you're only talking to one person that's in the hallway and you're not at your computer. So it's actually more communication when you're remote.
100%. Awesome. So we really appreciate your time, Leslie. It was a pleasure hearing your story and your experience. And yeah, thank you.
And thank you, appreciate work, and I love working with remote talent.
Thank you. Have a good one.